What is going on? It's a nice sunny day out here. You can see there. Watching the pups though. I got the pups at the house. So I decided to do a real quick video here. If you're like me, I don't have a truck. So, I have a small car. Uh, I fit the rod. When I put a rod in, I put it in the car inside, run it from the back seat to the front, what a lot of people do with a smaller car. I run a smaller car. So if you've ever gone out fishing, I usually carry just one rod with me. And when I do, you always run into that risk of you bird nesting and the system. I mean, the whole system that you have running, the whole rod and reel you got is pretty much screwed. You're done. Your fishing trip just ended with one rod, one reel. But if you're going for a quick run for an hour or two, that's what you do usually. Usually, you bring one rod. You're gonna fish a certain style, so you bring an all-around rod, and that's what you fish. Well, like I said, if it screws up on you, or you hit a tree or something, there's nothing worse than backlashing it being ruined. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Anyway, back to the reels. So I've come up with what I do is I put a couple extra reels in my trunk. So I have a spinning reel with braid, and I have this here. This isn't a Quantum I have, a PEX. A little beat up. It's got some rust on it. You can see here I've put over silver glitter on it. I don't know why I did that, but it's actually a very good reel. It's a very solid reel. I put 15-pound braid on it, and that will sit in the trunk just fine. The great thing about braid, now I'm not a big fan of braid, but the good thing about braid is that it lasts well in a trunk. You don't have to worry about getting beat up by the sun. The heat won't mess with it. Unlike mono, if I leave one of these in there, it'll be like playing with a slinky by the time I'm done when I go to use it. So I use these usually, and if I get a bad backlash with one reel, I carry this in the trunk as a spare. I also carry a two-piece rod and a spinning reel with braid on it as well. So if I'm out fishing, some finesse and the system screws up on me, not the system, I keep saying the system, but the setup I have, bird nest backlashes, somehow fails, you break a handle, it's not uncommon for it to happen. You snap a rod, you can go back out and get in your trunk and pull out another unit. So, and that's what I've done. So when I carry one rod like one of these, like the Lew's here, my Shimano SLX, I use a backup, and that's my backup there. I put that in the trunk, and if one of these mess up and I backlash it, I have a go-to, so your trip isn't ruined. Because I don't know if you've been like me, where you go out to do just an hour or two fishing, you get out within 2 or 3 casts, you either hit something, I cast a little too low and I grab the grass as it's going by, and it just bird nests the hell out of the system. Once that's done, you're pretty much done. Sometimes you get it out. Like I use mono, I can get the bird nest out pretty good, but you still get that one every now and then where you cannot get it undone. So that's where this comes in. So throw one in your trunk. I mean, it's not going to cost you anything. It can be an old reel. Like this is a good reel. It's a very good reel, 6.6 reel. Quantum, I forget what it's called, Quantum. PEAX, I think, or Reax. That's what it was, Reax. But it's a good reel. Works well. I just have updated. I added this Lew's here this year to it. It's going to be my next daily runner for a while, so I can see how it is. And this is a backup, but that's what you do. Throw it in the trunk. You don't have to worry about it. It can sit in the back, with my tackle back there. And if something happens, the longest thing I do is got to run to the car, grab the reel, throw the old one in, put the new one on, tie it up, and you're good to go. And there you go. Let me know what you think. Like I said, a couple backups in the trunk. If you're a bank fisherman and you can only take a couple rods with you, you're limited to space, you don't want to carry a lot, this is an easy way of having a backup. If you snap a rod, it's a whole nother story, but that's why I keep a backup spinning gear set up in the car. Buster, what you doing looking at my reel? Huh? Looking at the braid? He's like, that smells, Dad. That braid stinks. But anyway, that's what you do. A little bit of a backup, and it can get you out of a jam. If you get jammed up and a reel messes up on you, you break it, it backlashes real bad, and you can't get it undone, you have a backup to use. And Buster, get off my reel here. Give me that, buddy. Thank you. So there you go. Use a backup, and you're good to go. You're all set. See you out on the water.